So, an old friend recently asked me if I believe in white privilege, and I quickly responded with no. And then she said, "You must be so privileged." And I thought, with what? I thought that was for white people. And I always thought it was funny when a black person would walk up to Charlie Kirk's table and ask him the same question: "Do you believe in white privilege?" And he would always follow up with a question and he would say, "Name one thing that I can do that you can't do as a black person in the United States." And there would always be crickets because clearly there's not one thing that a black person can't do that a white person can do. But here in the US, we are taught that white privilege is almost like the law of gravity. It's everywhere, it affects everything, but it is also very invisible. We are given such a simplified version of Black history in our country. We are told that white people went over to Africa, stole us from our land, brought us over here to work as slaves for hundreds of years, and then the Civil War happened. We aren't taught any of the in-between, any of the nuance, or any of the other history that actually really shapes where we are today. We aren't taught that there were free blacks from the very beginning. Do you know that since the 1600s, there have been free blacks in the United States? We aren't taught that only 8% of white Americans even owned slaves. What were the rest of them even doing? I didn't even know about them. We weren't taught that thousands or even millions of Irish people were brought here as indentured servants and given horrible treatment and were not treated as equals either. So technically, if you think about it, if there was a free black here in the 1600s and an indentured servant Irish person here in the 1600s, the black person technically has more history and privilege in the United States today. So what I believe is the truest privilege is the privilege of a positive mindset. I believe that we here in the United States have been indoctrinated to believe that there is white privilege so that we look at everything through a racial lens. If you are told from a very young age that people are racist, that people are out to get you, that the system is rigged against you, and that it is hard to get ahead in the United States because it was built for the white man and they are the oppressor and you are oppressed, then you see everything with a racial lens. If you are not hired for a position, they were racist. Maybe you didn't present yourself as well. Maybe your resume wasn't as strong. Maybe you were late. Maybe it's just who you are that they didn't like. Maybe not everyone is racist, right? Maybe somebody looks at you the wrong way and your immediate first instinct is to assume racism. Maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they were looking past you. Maybe it wasn't even about you, but we have been taught that racism is ingrained into everything and it has impacted our ability to move forward in this life.